they have announced that the COVID vaccine has officially released. It is coming to Canada in about a week, and people are going to be pretty much they have to take it, right? What do you think about the COVID-19 vaccine? And what do you think about, like, the government telling people to take it?
I don't like the idea of the government telling us to take it. I do believe we should have a choice to take it.
Mm.
And those high risk individuals, if they want to take it, have it available for them. Yet when we get into the line of you have to take it, that's where I guess I got a little bit of pushback until I learn a little bit more about it. Yet it is remarkable that after 6 to 9 months, we've been able to come up with some remedies. And congratulations to the powers that be that put it together. I've got a dark side view of it also. Yet, are you going to be in line to do you right now? Do you take a flu shot?
Oh, absolutely not. I'd say I'm being a young person, someone who's been sporty most of his life, uh, who's been active, who has done and eaten pretty dodgy foods, like done many different things. I'd say I have a pretty strong immune system, right? And so whenever I get sick, well, I rarely get sick in the first place, so I don't have too many problems with flus and stuff. I'd say that you know I don't really take any flu shots. I have taken the ones that were mandatory in middle school or elementary school that you had to take, like SARS or any of those things, just because I didn't want to get suspended, right? However, other than that, I don't think I'd ever taken flu shots. And whenever I do get sick, I usually don't take medicine at all. I never take Tylenol. I never take Advil, none of those antibiotics. I don't really take medicine, right? And so it's I don't know, it's just something I don't do. However, in terms of this COVID vaccine, as a young 20-year-old, Dave, I want you to, like, just think about it. Like, imagine not being able to go out and meet your friends. Imagine not being able to travel. Imagine not being able to go to a party, or just go on a Saturday evening to the bar and have a drink with your friends and stuff. As a 20-year-old, just imagine that. Like, for me, what I want is for this whole COVID thing to end, because I'm urging myself to just go out there, meet people, socialize, because we are social human beings. And I really, really want to do that. And so, I mean, can you relate in that sort of respect? What if when you were 20, Dave, you were told by the government that you're not allowed to go outside, that you have to wear a mask, that you have to stay in lockdown, and you have to isolate yourself for an X number of days, and it's been months now? What would you do in that situation as a 20-year-old, and how would you feel?
Well, again, I would be feeling claustrophobic, uh, a little bit like a rebel, maybe a lot like a rebel. And so there's definitely an empathy that goes out to the young ones who are experiencing this. There's also an empathy to the seniors and the elderly who are perhaps even in a more not only frightening and fear infused state because they're not even allowed to circulate. They're like they're in prison, and the senior centers are in lockdown, and they're doing it for their own good. And yet there's people who have been married for decades and can't see each other. When they're in the hospital, there's no more visiting. And so it definitely has hit different people in different ways. And I'm listening to you. Yet what happens there is this listening becomes part of the uh, silent majority, and the people that just want this done can run gunshot over everybody. And so that's the balancing component, is that we are a land of laws, yet it doesn't mean the laws are right all the time, and sometimes we have to speak up, and sometimes we have to have the information. And so dialogue, respect, these are important things. Yet I sometimes wonder whether there isn't an agenda, whether there isn't a control component that just wants to jam things through without giving people the right. You being forced to take COVID, you being forced to take things that they know better than you. It's proven out over years that the government doesn't necessarily know best all the time. And
Oh
sometimes it
yeah.
takes people who are going to be rebel rousers, people who are going to be um, standing up for injustice. Because let's face it, our friends in the South right now have done a lot of nasty things over the years. They have documented cases of testing on people without permission. They have done atrocities around the world, and they are so influenced by corporatocracy where the lobbyists jam things through and people who don't step up get slaughtered. That's the
No.
sheeple generation. And
Oh,
so I'm encouraging you as part of the boomer generation, of the hustler generation, to step up, be heard, yet make choices and get informed and be part of the positive change.